All right, what is going on, everybody? My name is Tanner. This is Alejandro. He's been in Closer Launchpad since just like the end of May. So super excited to jump on this interview with you, man, and just talk about your experience so far and the success that you've gotten just through what you've learned in Closer Launchpad. So thanks for jumping on and tell everybody like how long you've been in sales overall and like what got you interested in remote sales.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, technically, I've been in sales for over 2 years. I started off as a server, which counts as sales, but not really like that. But I got into door to door the end of March, so it's really only been about 5 months at the moment. But it's been doing pretty good so far. I mean, can't complain.
100%, man, 100%. So you're doing door to door for like 3-4 months. And how did that go overall?
Yeah, it was going pretty good. I mean, I was in a lot of sets, I was getting a lot of appointments, but none were really converting. There was a lot of things that were out of my control. I was in the solar industry, so a lot of clients would actually get that buyer's remorse or that regret, and they would end up canceling out of the deal. And that kind of isn't like really dependent on me. It's kind of dependent on things out of my control. And I really didn't like that,
Yeah,
especially since I'm getting paid on just a commission and no base at all.
yeah, makes
Uh,
sense. Makes sense. I know a lot of the people that watch me and are interested in remote sales are in like door to door sales or some sort of like 9 to 5 sales job where they don't really have the freedom. But for you, like what made you kind of want to gravitate and just make that switch towards remote sales after doing door to door for a few months?
Honestly, the remote aspect, it was a really big part of it, not wanting to live in the US, lowering your cost of living. But really, it's just another performance-based job. I knew I could perform and I knew I could be making more money. I just needed the right opportunity and the right vehicle to actually get to that. And yeah, really, really love it. I cannot complain.
100%, man. That's awesome. And obviously, you've booked a trip somewhere. You're already somewhere, which I want to talk to you about here in a sec. But when you joined Closer Launchpad, which is obviously my training program, what stood out to you about me that made you feel like a bit more trust compared to like some of the other people you see talking about remote sales?
So honestly, there's a lot of remote sales gurus out there. You gotta I would say you have to be careful with who you choose.
For sure.
But I think what gravitated me towards you was that you're more catered towards your clients and you're more catered towards the people that are in your group. There's a lot of hands-on, there's a lot of one-on-one. We can easily reach you. It's not like someone who has thousands and thousands and thousands of clients, or you're
Yep.
not able to reach them and it's like a different coach or somebody else mentoring you and not the actual person. And honestly, another thing that really guides, you actually did the shit. You were actually in remote sales already. You already a closer. You already got hella numbers. You already had hella experience and you know what you were doing. And I think that it gave me a lot of trust. Gave me a lot of trust and credibility towards you to actually go and invest.
Yep. Yep. Online these days, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. And no matter who you learn from, you want to make sure you're learning from somebody that's actually done what you're trying to do because it's just going to make your life way, way easier. And you're actually going to get the result, right? But in terms
Exactly.
of your remote sales journey specifically, how was like your experience in the beginning and what were kind of the biggest challenges you were facing trying to like get into it and maybe just like land an offer?
Honestly, the biggest challenge was you have to be consistent with it. You have to be consistent with it. If you're not consistent, you're not gonna land anything. It's follow-up is key because you're not gonna get a answer right off the bat. Like you have to be tenacious, you have to have a lot of tenacity. You have to keep following up and you have to keep doing outreach, even though you feel like you're not getting any results and you feel like you're not going anywhere. It's all gonna pay off in the end. All that experience and everything that you're working so hard towards for, it's gonna be worth it in the end. But yeah, that was honestly the most difficult part of me. And leveraging experience, getting my foot in the door was another really difficult aspect. I really had to get good at selling myself because that's all I could do. I didn't really have like too many numbers under my belt or too much experience. But if you have that grit and grind and you have that motivation to actually do it, it's possible.
Yep, yep. Especially in remote sales, since a lot of people want to get into it, it's all about standing out, leveraging any experience you have, and kind of tailoring that towards the specific opportunity that you're trying to land. But in terms of your success, because obviously you've seen a lot of success since then, you've landed an offer. So how much have you made just in total over like the past month since you landed an offer, or maybe like the past 3 weeks or something like that? Like how much have you made in commissions?
Commissions I've made 1,500 in commissions plus including base plus everything. I'm going in almost 4K in my first month of remote sales, and it's only gonna keep going up.
That's awesome, man. So in total, they've paid you 1,500, but they owe you like 2,500 more or something like that. Just your
Exactly.
commission you have outstanding.
Yep,
That's
exactly.
awesome. That's awesome. And what type of offer are you on right now? Because I know a lot of people that watch me, they don't really have like a grasp of the type of things that they're going to be selling or the type of offer that they're going to land. So tell everybody like what type of offer you're on and kind of like what you're selling.
So obviously high ticket offer. Specifically what I'm selling is more business to business offers, kind of selling like a program, a training program, a coaching program geared towards roofing contractors on a specific program that mostly every roofing contractor and insurance companies use. So we're actually getting them on that. And I totally believe in the product because you get your investment back after a couple of jobs, especially with these type of jobs in the business to business. There's
Mhm.
just so much more money involved that, it's a lot easier to actually get them in on it.
Yep. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So more business to business training program, coaching program, which is obviously what most of the product programs like products that the industry has to offer. But for you right now, obviously you just took a flight, a one-way flight somewhere, which is what most people like get into remote sales for, is just like the location freedom, being able to travel. Obviously, I'm living in Thailand right now. So tell everybody where you went, why you went there, and if you have any other like big plans in terms of traveling, man.
So yeah, as we touched on earlier in the call, one of my big motivations was family, and actually my girlfriend, kind of cheesy, but she lives here in Guatemala, which is where I touched base, and I'm in Guatemala right now. First month into remote sales, booked a one-way flight out of the country, betted on myself, and now we're gonna be here grinding, working, making money, living below my means, even more below my means.
Yep.
But yeah, a big motivation was family. It's my mom, my girlfriend.
Yep.
I
So
just knew it was possible. I knew there was something out there, an opportunity out there that would allow me to do that.
100%. So now you're living in Guatemala full time. It's way cheaper. You can stack more cash, take care of your mom, your girlfriend, compared to like being in Florida where you couldn't really see them, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome.
I'd be living like a king here with all the money that I would be spending over there just on rent and like some other
Yep.
expenses.
Yep.
So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And what are your plans specifically with sales going forward? Like, you looking to stay on the same offer, move an offer, or move up as a closer anytime soon? Like, what's kind of your long-term vision now that you have started making money? You've already like left the country.
yeah, definitely work my ass off. Work my ass off. Probably stay in the same offer for a good while, just making money for the company, making money for myself. Eventually, I do want to move my way up to being a closer, especially for them. I think it would be a very good opportunity.
Yep.
As for now, those are really just my goal. Just keep my head down, grind even harder than I already was, and
Awesome,
just
man.
keep on.
Love to see it. Love to see it. 10K months very soon. I better see it. And
Yeah.
with the money you made so far, obviously the success that you've had, what was the main thing that you feel like you got from me in terms of like my one-to-one coaching with you, my full training program, that actually made that possible and like fast-tracked your progress? Like, was it the training curriculum? Was it the coaching calls with me? What was kind of the main value you got?
Definitely the one-on-one access and the coaching calls to you. Any question that I had that I really didn't know how to figure out on my own, I definitely went up to you and I was like, yo, what do I do in this situation? And I think that's the best aspect in everything. If someone that you're trying to purchase something for isn't accessible, then it's not something worth buying. You lose money, it's a lost investment. But with this, like I said, very accessible. I had any questions about outreach, what should I improve on maybe my resume? How can I leverage the experience that I already have? That was very good. And I think that was the best aspect of
Awesome, bro.
this.
So the one-to-one coaching, and that's the thing about me, obviously, is that I, do the one-to-ones. I really get into the trenches with all my students. But what would you say from your point of view, to like someone that maybe is on the point, like on the fence, like they're skeptical about getting into remote sales and even like learning from somebody online? Like, what would you say to that person to give them maybe just like a little inspiration, a little bit of motivation from your point of view?
First, scary money doesn't make any money. Second, you're not going to lose any money if you actually put in the work. A lot of times when people have these limiting beliefs and these beliefs that it isn't going to work, I'm going to get scammed, they don't put in the work. And yeah, obviously, if you don't put in the work, then it's a lost investment. But if you put in the work and you actually apply everything that you learn and you actually take advantage of the one-on-one access to you, it's possible. I literally ended my first role in under a month. So it's possible. So to anybody that is on the fence of trying to purchase the course, I would say do it. I would say do it. You have nothing to lose.
Yep.
And
I,
and let's say for whatever reason you did lose it, there's only one way out of it, which is up. You're never losing.
yep.
So
That's what
and
I always thought when I like, sorry, what'd you say? I cut you off there.
all right, investing in yourself is never a loss. And if you believe it in that way, then you're never gonna make any money. You're
Yep.
never gonna make a good amount of money.
100%, man. Yeah, obviously I've invested a lot into myself as well, which is why I've personally made so much progress. And kind of my thought process going along with what you said is, if everything like fails, I fail, like, the business model fails, like worst case scenario, I can always just go back to the life I was living before, kind of recoup, save up some more money and, go back at it and take another risk. So the life you're living, you can always go back to it. So you almost have nothing to lose if you want to get to the next level. But in terms of that, man, hopefully our next interview in the next few months, you're hitting 10K per month, maybe
Yes.
15K per month, getting up there as a closer. And we'll be working closely together till that point. So thank
Yep.
you very much, man. Super good to talk to you. And adios, everybody.